Hey, my name is Jaden Reynolds, and I am a freshman psych major from Scotch Plains, New Jersey, and I'll be discussing the meaning of philosophy. The word philosophy is derived from the Greek word philosophia, which translates to love of wisdom. With philo meaning love and sophia meaning wisdom, philosophia, or the love of wisdom, could be more closely related to a love of learning and developing of wisdom, through questioning nature and reality, or through critical analysis that challenges systemic thinking and societal norms. There are many different definitions and interpretations of the word philosophy, but one shared connection between all of these interpretations is philosophy's central focus on pursuing knowledge and dedication towards learning and comprehending human concepts. Philosophy can be described as a study, but it's important to acknowledge that philosophy isn't a compilation or development of facts. Philosophy is, if anything, more closely related to asking questions and developing one's own comprehension or understanding of the world. Nothing that's studied in philosophy gets labeled as a fact or as the sole truth. In that sense, philosophy is a study of the fundamental questions a person may ask themselves as they go through day-to-day life. Fundamental questions that don't have clear-cut or obvious and factual conclusions. Questions such as what is justice, or what is ethical, or are there parallel universes, and even do human beings have free will? There are three branches of philosophy: metaphysics, ethics, and epistemology. And these three branches basically focus on different fields of study within the broader concept known as philosophy. To quickly summarize what has been stated so far, philosophy is a study that focuses on a love of wisdom and a love of learning. It's a study that relies on questioning the everyday norm and analyzing through a more critical lens than the average person might. Giving everything in life meaning and developing one's own truths about the world they live in. While philosophy is a study that doesn't develop any empirical data that can be labeled as a certified truth or a complete fact, it is still an important and extremely meaningful area of study in our society.
Hi, my name is Trista Makahene. I am a freshman political science major from Fitchburg, Massachusetts, and I will be discussing one of the major branches of philosophy, metaphysics. Metaphysics is one of the three major branches of philosophy. It studies the fundamental nature of existence, reality, and also the universe. Ideas in the realm of metaphysics can be abstract and theoretical. These theories often pertain to reality and are made to help one understand existence, reality, and the universe. There are 5 key subtopics within metaphysics. These include ontology, identity and change, space and time, causality, and possibility and necessity. First, ontology is the study of existence and being. It investigates the features that all entities have in common. Ontologists investigate what is true and what is real. For example, the study of the existence of higher powers or beings and God would fall under ontology. Identity and change discusses maintaining identity. A common claim between philosophers who study identity and change is that one's identity is ever-changing. Due to one gaining more experiences, thoughts, and interacting with the world, one's identity is never constant. Space and time explores the nature and meanings of both of these concepts. This includes their properties and whether or not these properties are absolute or relational. A major question regarding space and time is whether these concepts exist independently or whether they are interdependent and connected. Causality examines the nature of cause and effect. A cause contributes to the production of an effect, whether the cause is partially or 100% completely responsible for the effect. This subtopic of metaphysics discusses how subsequent events influence and cause one another. Possibility and necessity is about identifying what is possible and or necessary in terms of existence and events. A necessary being is a being which cannot fail to exist. This being would continue to be in existence always, whether it's in the past, the present, and the future. Meanwhile, every human is a possible being. It is possible that we exist, so when we are in the present like now, and it is possible that we do not exist, before a person is born or after a person has passed. Overall, metaphysics dives into who we are and what our purpose is. Reality is defined as a combination of physical and non-physical entities. Metaphysicians, which are people who study metaphysics, study ultimate reality. People consider the father of metaphysics to be Parmenides, a Greek philosopher who wrote about the difference between what is the truth, a belief, and one's opinion. A person is made up of their body and their mind. Furthermore, metaphysicians study what defines a person, whether it is the physical or the non-physical. The subject of metaphysics also overlaps with other areas of philosophy, such as epistemology and ethics.
Hello, my name is Brooklyn Raves. I am a freshman political science major from High Point, North Carolina, and I will be discussing one of philosophy's main branches, which is ethics. Ethics is a field of philosophy focused on exploring questions about morality, what is right and wrong, good and bad, just and unjust. It seeks to understand the principles that govern human behavior and decision-making. The study of ethics can be broken down into three main branches, each addressing different aspects of morality. The first branch is metaethics, which looks at the fundamental nature of ethics statements and concepts. It explores questions like, what do we mean when we say something is morally right or wrong? It also investigates whether moral truths exist independently of human beliefs and how we can know or justify our moral judgments. The second branch is normative ethics, which is concerned with establishing the standards for what is morally right and wrong. It provides frameworks and theories that help guide decision-making about ethical issues, aiming to answer questions like, what should we do when given a situation? This branch includes approaches such as utilitarianism, deontology, and virtue ethics, each offering a different method for evaluating actions and behaviors. The third branch is applied ethics, which takes the concepts developed in metaethics and normative ethics and applies them to real-world situations. It addresses ethical questions that arise in specific fields, such as medicine, business, environmental policy, and social issues. For example, bioethics focuses on the moral issues related to medical practices like patient anatomy and end-of-life decisions. Environmental ethics examines our moral responsibilities toward nature and future generations, while business ethics looks at moral conduct within corporate settings, dealing with topics like corporate responsibility, fairness, and transparency. Together, these branches of ethics help us investigate the complexities of moral decisions making to both personal and social contexts. They guide us into understanding the ethical implications of our actions and how we can strive to live in ways that are morally responsible and just. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Hazel Beeman. I'm a freshman philosophy and economics major from Seattle, Washington, and I will be discussing one of the three main branches of philosophy, epistemology. So have you ever wondered how you know what you know? Well, that's what the branch of epistemology seeks to discover. It explores knowledge, belief, and truth. In short, it asks, how do we know anything at all? Philosophers have traditionally defined knowledge as justified true belief. So first you have to believe something, and you can't know something if you don't believe it. Second, it has to be true. And third, you need proper justification for it being true. good reason for believing it. For example, if you were to say, oh, I think it's going to be sunny tomorrow, and it turns out that it is sunny tomorrow, you can't say that's fact, that's just a coincidence. But if you say it's going to be sunny tomorrow because you checked the forecast and you saw that it was forecast to be sunny, then you can say you have justified belief. So there are also different sources of knowledge. The first one is empiricism, which says that we gain knowledge from experience and from our senses. For example, like, I know this drink is cold because I'm touching it and it feels cold. Rationalism argues that reason and logic give us knowledge. So math and science, those aren't based on feeling or senses, they're based on pure thinking, logic, fact. And testimony is learning from others, so learning from the people around you, teachers, books, things like that. Skepticism is for people who question whether we can be certain about anything at all. So philosophers like René Descartes, he famously said, I think, therefore I am. And in that he realized that in doubting everything, he still has to exist to be able to doubt, to be able to have those thoughts to doubt. The one thing you can be sure of is your own existence as a thinking being. So, in short, epistemology teaches us to think critically about what we accept as truth, and ask ourselves, how do we know what we know?
Hello, my name is Kendall Williams. I'm a first-year philosophy major from New Orleans, and I will be discussing the value of philosophy. The value of philosophy, just like many other questions of philosophy, is indefinite. You can't get results to prove what the value is or whether or not it's successful, because unlike other scientific studies, as soon as something becomes definite in philosophy, it's no longer considered philosophy. Studying philosophy is done not to solve questions, but to ask them and to contemplate them. These questions can, according to Bertrand Russell, enlarge our conception of what is possible, enrich our intellectual imagination, and diminish the dogmatic assurance which closes the mind against speculation. Results from studying philosophy, like all other areas of study, are knowledge. But the knowledge gained comes from rethinking the foundations of our beliefs, prejudices, and convictions. Philosophy does things like influencing personal development, society, and various fields of study, as well as fostering critical thinking, enhancing understanding, and encouraging a deeper exploration of life's fundamental questions. Some fundamental values of philosophy includes critical thinking, which strengthens reasoning skills and helps you assess arguments and identify flaws. Ethical reflection, which encourages deep thinking about morality and helps in ethical decision-making. Clarity and precision of thought, which strengthens one's ability to communicate precisely for better expression and debate. Understanding complexity, which, by exploring multiple perspectives on complex issues, encourages more in-depth thinking. Intellectual curiosity, which nurtures curiosity and encourages learning by questioning existence and meaning. Personal development, which helps individuals define their values and beliefs and promotes self-discovery. Societal reflection, which critiques social norms. And influence on other disciplines, where philosophy provides foundational ideas that shape fields like science, politics, and art. The value of philosophy lies in its ability to shape how we think, question, and understand the world. Unlike empirical sciences, which seek definite answers, Philosophy is about exploring questions, broadening your perspective, and challenging basic assumptions. Its value is not in finding final answers, but in fostering critical thinking, intellectual curiosity, and deeper self-awareness. Ultimately, philosophy teaches us not what to think, but how to think, giving it a diverse range of value, applying to daily, personal, and professional settings.